time and now, she still sew a lot of this kind of material by using a different material. You know that string on your, that's like for tomato, for potatoes, that top hat string, I don't know what you call it, nylon like string.
Yes.
So she buy that roll from the local supplier hardware there. Then she buys the sole of shoes, you know, like those, you know, black shoes they have in selling very cheap. We call it Bolangoman back in the language, local lingo. So she take that sole, it's a very flexible sole, she sew a shoe on that, she make with a matching bag as well. So I think you need to look beyond using a paper, but this paper as a bag material is not very good. It's good for as a mat. It's durable when you use for a mat rather than for a handbag. So, because like I'm worried that if when I use this inner layer, it's not durability. If you supply Woolworths, there's not a durable product. But if you take this plastic and compress it very hard manually and use it to make a rope, that rope lasts, even a mat, floor mat, it lasts more longer than your normal handbag. But if you want to do the handbag, look for another product material, like I'm saying, that string that you utilize for. They sell them in big rolls. You can use those to make your shoulder bags. It's very much durable. You can also use your mats, you can use shoes, despite growing up a business. So the plastic one, I recommend it. You focus on the mats. Different type of mats are very strong and target your Woolworths and other guys too.
And then to add to that, if you still want to go the back route, you are a woman, I'm sure you know it better than I do. The more classier, the better. So that it appeals to especially women of your age. You know, let them rather prefer it to be Louis Vuitton as a gas, you know, made out of material as a gas. But I'm still proud to carry it in a Devon Street, on a Devon Street. You get a point? So it must be a lifestyle kind of appealing, so that any woman wants to see it in their collections, right? In terms of the product itself, the inside, try to use something extremely durable. Because if you they say, don't open a woman's bag, you'll be surprised of the stuff that comes out. You know. So I was just wondering if I were to buy it and give it to my wife and she puts her stuff inside, that plastic will tear off very quick. So from a durability point of view, try to strengthen the material. You can still utilize plastic, but strengthen it up, right? And then from the look and feel, get yourself a designer and collaborate with her. You know the woman's space better than I do, but I don't think it's a bad idea. You just have to zhuzh it up a little bit, like they say. You know.
What we need to add quickly as well is that don't bother going to collect waste plastic out there. You can do that later on for job creation. You can buy the plastic rolls from shops or from the guys who manufacture it. Very big will last you longer. If it's like a long block, you can easily shred it and wrap it very well to make it a much more stronger bag. Then when you cut it from normal disposal of plastic, that's going to waste your time. It's good for environmental, but let that not be your primary source of supply. If you're not going to a bigger market.
Comments from the panel?
Maybe just a comment, and I think it's for yourself as well as Ober King. You know, firstly, well done. I respect you for what you're doing, and you started a business. So, you know, I admire that tenacity. But survivalist businesses are about, I think, finding additional markets, and I think, well, you know, the mentors and the incubators need to assist you with that, as well as the quality, issues mentioned. I think you need to, you know, look and find additional markets. Maybe just a question. There must be an element of job creation in what you do. So, how many people do you actually have making these bags for you? And
for now, we are not hiring people. We are just like a cooperative, a group of five. Right. So we are making this thing ourselves.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the mentors must look and see where there's grants available and so forth to assist with it.
If I can add something here, and all the comments here is very valid. The one thing that you need to think about very clearly over time is, are you making a bag and selling a bag, or are you actually removing waste? And be very clear about that, because the two speak to two very different target markets. If you're making a plastic bag and it's a cooperative and it's a community process, it's perfectly fine. If you're doing it as a waste recovery or as a call it a waste recovery process. It's also good. But there's a fine line there which in time is going to affect your business model. Because if you doing it purely as a waste recovery, you may run out of a resource, at which point you're going to have to follow Tabo's advice, which means you now need to start augmenting that with buying raw material in. So it changes the way, the nature of what this business really is. Either one of the two businesses are fine. But you as the leader somewhere need to go sit down and think and say, what are we really? I'd say that's some long-term thinking to do.
I'm sorry, to add to what you're saying, I think the essence is you're solving an environmental problem, that's why you're here, but to factor in your costing and your forecasting for in case you run out of waste plastic. So that would be, I think, the essence of what's being said. To make sure that in case you run out of free waste plastic, you actually already have factored it into your cost to purchase more.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much.